You look ridiculous.
I agree.
I don't even know how I'm going to speak through this thing. 5 minutes or whatever. Okay. Here we are. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Take a minute and appreciate this thing that Rick has. That's incredible. You can tell Cody's really enthused about doing this. Today we're doing Today we're doing a Maker's Mark Grand Prix. We're doing all of the Woods Finishing Series. That's 7 in a row. And they're not releasing any more, I don't believe. And then we have the regular cast strength and the Maker's Mark 46 cast strength. And RC6. This one has a lot of numbers in it, I don't remember. FA1, FA2, BRT1, BRT2, and BEP, which was released this year, 2023. So,
surrender all your Maker's Mark
exactly
to us.
Yeah,
so just take the first glass, just like, splash it all over his nose, just numb it.
Seriously, there's no way we're gonna be able to drink with these things on. How much did that cost?
Like 120 or something like
Jesus Christ.
Small price to pay for Halloween fun.
Did you ever use it?
Yeah, I wore it last year during trick or treating.
Did you get a lot of comments?
Not a whole lot, but like a lot of little kids were like acting weirded out by it.
So was Cooper. Anyway, so the first set we are doing, which Cody has asked me to keep blind for him, but I'll just move these to the front.
Can't wait till the end of this, where they just all taste the exact same.
Cody may be onto something there.
There's a very good chance of that, but hopefully we can at least tell everybody which one of the wood finishing is the best. Without further ado, let's get going.
It's weird. Where am I?
Ricky! You've been brought back to us! Our little baby boy.
How did I get here?
That was excruciatingly odd.
Enough of that nonsense.
Maybe we'll put him back on for the end. Cooper seems to think that's like a real person over there.
Okay.
Do you think that's a person, Cooper?
So what's
Dear
going
Lord.
on?
Okay, so whatever, left or right, I guess.
All right.
It's not as like overtly sweet and pastry-like I expected. We've done a few Maker's Marks now, and they've usually had a pretty similar profile each time. A little bit of chocolate.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm getting a little bit of the like buttery pastry or croissant or something.
The dark
Maybe
chocolate sounds like
cherry?
well, maybe not dark chocolate, but it's like a Dove bar. It could be maybe like a cherry cordial, possibly. But it's like 4 parts chocolate to 1 part cherry for me.
Yeah, honey and pumpkin spice.
Get Halloween out of your head for a second, Cody, and let's focus on the bourbon. I mean, it smells good though. But yeah, a lot of the corn is coming out and kind of simplifying things. But all right, let's sip. Got some heat to it. First drink of the night, of course, though.
Pretty corny.
It's like a cheap chocolate. I would describe the chocolate, much to Cody's chagrin, as the outside of a Charleston chew. Actually, that's what I would describe it as. It's like if you had some Nesquik chocolate mix, but you didn't pour it into milk. You just were like putting it on your finger and eating it.
Just a little chocolate, a little baking spice, and kind of a young pastry, but kind of grainy.
It is a little grainy.
Did you escape from jail?
It's gonna have this on at least.
Yes.
Oh no!
You want to know what I did in there?
No! I don't want to know!
Do you want to know what got me there?
No! Nothing. I want to know nothing.
I kind of want to know.
No, he doesn't.
Let me show you.
Oh, Richard.
This is very scary. We don't tell this tale to the kids. Spook them.
What's in there? Just water?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Just water.
Vodka.
Kind of like a buttercream frosting. It's kind of like they kind of like have parts of what I associate with Maker's Mark, but not all of it. Like half of it. Like the first one had like the baking spice, cinnamony a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I was missing the like frosting, like icing kind of note that I usually get, like a cinnamon roll. This one has more of the icing, but it's more of a buttercream. I don't really get like the cinnamon and stuff I normally get with Makers.
And I got a good strong whiff of like honey oat bread just taken out of the oven.
Sort of like if you took like the cornbread, it was the honey butter, but you like mix the honey butter with like cream cheese frosting, like half and half.
Yeah, I would agree. Pretty much everything you're saying. It's definitely like a little bit sweeter and richer than the first one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Cody started drinking, Rick.
I'm getting more honey too in the first one.
It's a little more one note than the first one, but a little more pleasant.
The finish is a lot better to me. It's a lot longer lasting. The alcohol doesn't show up all at once. It kind of creeps out especially into the finish. And then there's a little bit of corn husk and a little bit of it becomes a little more corn mealy without quite so much butter.
Yeah.
The reach abides. It is kind of one note, but I don't know, man. It's a good note. I like that note. Okay. Third one.
Moving on. This is like a combination
Kind of.
of the first two.
The chocolate's back for me.
Maybe it's some dark fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like a very thin fig, and it's heated. It's like warm. Just got done baking. This is the first one I've really detected brown sugar.
Sort of like a cinnamon roll, but instead of the cinnamon icing, you put like date or fig, like spread over it.
Let's see what we got here.
Tell us, big boy.
So to me, a little bit of heat and not as much as the first one, but I got hit with a bunch of like baking spice and honey and cinnamon.
I'm getting something very woody on this one. The more I drink
I
it,
take another sip.
like a
Still kind of like that bread with the fig and little baking spice and oak.
Have you ever looked at like an actual?
Oak on the second
Do you?
sip, yeah.
Like you ever like see like a bowl of potpourri and it has like the actual wood chips in it?
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like that's what this tastes like. Like increasingly so the more I drink it.
To me, anyway, I feel like this is the last one's the most complex of the three.
Mm-hmm.
We can do a little
darkest of the three.
the third one.
This is a tough one for me.
Yeah,
We've got
I'm thankful that
we've got spicy chocolate. You've got the one note, but it's a really good note, and then we've got the dark fruit.
I've liked Maker's Mark gets a lot of crap. I like them. I'm looking for these first three. I think are hopefully a good indication that we'll have a good time. We might have a lot of difficult decisions to make, but
Well, yeah, the regular one. A lot of this that's stuff I'd rather have than $70 wood finish.
well, I mean everything now though is like frickin' 70. That's
I know. I'm just
quality.
saying I'd rather have any of those other things.
Wow.
But I do like it a lot more than regular Maker's Mark or Cask Strength. But I haven't had the 46 Cask Strength, which is the one people seem to like.
I think I got my order.
My two
Honestly,
losers.
the first one's kind of like 2-note as well. It's like chocolate and a little spice.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. So
I wouldn't say any of these first three strike me as
really that complex. There's a lot of that wood note that changes the character of the third one, but they're all fairly simple. He's been running from the law for a week, Ricky.
Just
Join
a,
in the game.
just a water bottle I got on Amazon.
Oh no.
It was
Take
an
with me
Amazon Day purchase.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
My order. You're ready.
You go ahead, Rick.
My
can
order
go while Cody
is
finishes.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. I will do. Oh, man. I will do 2, 3, 1. I was this close to putting 1 above 3. I think 1. Honestly, 1 to me is instantly more likable than 3, but 3 over time has that depth to it that like one has the. I should say that 1 is shallow enough that after like a while I'd get tired of 1. 2 to me has the best just overall flavor, even though it is pretty one note. 3, that wood note. This would be an FAE2 situation again, where like I get tired of 3 over time from how much that wood note comes out, but it gets like drying on your mouth. For now, I'm gonna say 2, 3, 1. 3 and 1 are very close for me.
3 is just like, I don't know. It's just a lot. I love the dark fruit, and 2 is like, it's got the baked goods, the honey and the kind of one note, but it's like very pleasant. I could drink it, just drink it and drink it and drink it. And 1 is like good, but it's probably one that I'd sip for a few times and then just put the bottle away.
Do you think? Okay, 2 questions. I can tell you all of these are within like 1% or 1 proof of each other. They're like extreme. Maker's Mark, if anything, the biggest problem people have with Maker's Mark is that it's the same every time. It's like 110 proof. It's gonna be sweet and then a varying degree of wood note. But so we're gonna have a lot of those issues. Would you say with the 3 that you have, 3 to me has a bitter note, which I think largely can be attributed to the wood. Is 3 bitter to you at all?
Not really.
Okay, that's just me, I guess. How about this, Rick? For me, it's I think 2 is a little bit of separation between the next 2, and then 3 and 1 are very close. Obviously, you didn't order yours the same way as I did, but like, how separated are they?
I would say they're all very close to each other. Yeah, like this, like 3
Is there a bigger
like,
gap here, or is it the same?
I would say it's pretty close to the same.
Okay.
Actually.
So very even steps, very small,
Yeah,
even steps for you.
I enjoyed all 3 of them in their own little way, but
The pressure mounts. The audience is waiting, Cody. You beacon of bourbon, you. What do they say in Cider House Rules? You princes of
Maine. You
you
something of something.
you talismans of taste. You bastions of bourbon. Princes of pricey drinks.
Prognostication. 3 is a clear winner, and then I'll go 2 and then 1, but those 2 were like identical.
So same order as Rick.
Yeah, I almost wanted to put 1 above 2, because 2 on initial, I think it's just because I've been back and forthing, and my mouth is saturated with heat and bourbon, but 2 became less pleasant, more less like honey sweet, more like corn husky sorta.
Okay.
But I'll stick with 3, 2, 1, I guess. But yeah, 3 was the clear winner because it had a little bit of like dark fruit. The darkness kind of made it a little more complex and interesting to me.
You guys aren't having any issues with dryness on 3? Okay.
No, really.
So for me, 2 stood out a little bit. 3 and 1 were similar. Cody, 3 stood out a little bit. 2 and 1 were similar. And then Rick was like even steps. So that would mean 3 is the winner. 3, it'd be 3, 2, 1. It'd be your 2 orders, which was R. So I'm gonna tell you now. RC6, the first of the wood making, beat out the Maker's Mark 46 cask strength with the French oak staves, and then which beat out in turn the regular cask strength, being the loser of this group. And so RC6 moves on to the winner's circle. And
I thought 46 would do better.
that was 2, and for me that was the winner for me. But
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would have had a better experience just drinking that one, like a glass of it.
Which
sitting
one?
Down with it, 46. You know, like not having other tastes.
Somebody here is backtracking.
I used to have a regular bottle of 46 that wasn't cask strength.
Right.
I
Well, I think they still do, don't they?
Yeah, but I'm saying I used to have one.
Oh yeah, but it won. In fact, our first weed off.
It's like I liked it at first, and I didn't like it. It was like I always said it was like a cinnamon roll, like icing and like sweet cinnamon.
Yeah,
and then
I get that.
A little too.
I could see that.
Much.
So RC6. So I don't know the details of what makes fake 46 cask strength different than the other cask strength. Other than that, French oak staves are added to some degree. The RC6, which is the first of the wood finish stuff, the stave details as 10 virgin toasted American oak staves are added. It's the lowest proof, I think, of these three. 109.4, 110.1, and then this one's only 108.2. So this is the lowest proof, and they just added 10 American. So they would imagine a barrel, and they put 10 American oak staves in it, and then they seal it so that the bourbon inside is aging with those oak staves, and they would be, I think, charred.
I'm gonna put a 10-inch American oak stave in Rick's bunghole.
Cody.
Ah!
You wish it was 10 inches, Cody.
Give me a high five so I can put my hand down.
Barrel finished for amplified notes of fruit balancing
About
sweet
10
and spice. So, yeah. So that's the first, and currently the hardest one to get is the RC6. So,
When
all right.
was that release?
Let's see, 2023, 22, 21, 20, so 2019.
How
So,
much you spend on all this? Like $700?
I don't know.
$800?
God damn it,
You
Cody. You're so
bum-ass
obsessed
man.
with f***ing price.
For $30
Monster.
less, you could have gotten yourself a cool, awesome alien mask for Halloween. You know what I'm saying? And that thing will
scares
last
dogs.
you forever.
That thing will scare dogs until the cows come home.
Listen,
Little children.
The value does not depreciate on that.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah, exactly.
Mouthful
It's an
spend on
investment.
Exactly.
We looked at our bourbon markets. If you looked at the Halloween markets,
It's like
for evergreen.
Pokemon cards.
All right, so that was set number 1. We'll come back with number 2. We're like, what happened in between shots? Some fight broke out or something.
Halloween!
Now listen, I have something to say. This is spooky.
Thanks for letting us know, Cody.
How you doing in there?
I'm doing A-okay.
All right. Without alerting Cody, these are the 3 we're doing this time.
How many
There's 2 a year for the FAE and the BRT years, but all the other years was just 1 release for the year. So,
I remember thinking FAE 01 was the best that I had out of that between 2 and 1. I don't think we had any others extra outside of the FAE. So it should be 1 FAE 1 if I'm correct mathematically.
Oh,
I thought you wanted to do it all blind, and here you are trying to deduce it. All right. Left or right?
I won't. It's Halloween. Ew. Something funky in that. Okay, this one's a little more normal now. Some weird smell. Something like soy saucy going on.
Yeah.
It's funky, weird.
A little soy. Seems like it's less aromatic than the first 3 we did.
It's like a cinnamon roll without the icing, and this time, instead of replacing it with fig, you replaced it with soy sauce.
That doesn't sound appetizing.
No, not particularly.
It's a little
Yeah,
less
maybe.
oaky, but there's a wood character to it, but
Not sweet either.
Maybe dill?
I'll dill your pick.
No, you will not. No.
not really getting any dill.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just get like kind of a bready cinnamon kind of thing that you always get with that, but also like a fermenty kind of. Not even like a dark fruit fermenty, just like salty.
I have these maple.
Salty dilly.
I have these maple syrup cough drops at home that it kind of smells like that because it's like the cough drops are not very flavorful. So it's
I
like-
guess I could get like a cherry cough drop. It's like cherry cough drop floating in soy sauce.
Well, hopefully it tastes better than that.
I don't taste anything.
Wow.
Nothing in particular, anyways.
Really?
No. I'm not saying it doesn't taste like anything. I can't pinpoint anything.
You need a lot of like oak and brown sugar, basically.
I was gonna say, why can I never remember the cereal? The Golden Grams. God damn it! I can never think of the name of that cereal for some reason.
Myself, just get kind of again that kind of fermenty oak.
It's like sweet corn and that other cereal E note that I was saying, but for me, and there's an oakness to it, but it's not as distinct as it was for that last bottle we had.
So far, that's the worst one I think that we've had. Pretty easily for me, but it might change as I
I'm
go on.
inclined to agree, but yeah, I am curious if our tongues will adjust.
I had spicy sausages.
This one's, I'm gonna back up and just say this one's. I know Maker's Mark is a wheat profile. This one to me has so far probably maybe it's like wheat, like unrefined wheat. It's like almost straw like. Moving on to number 2.
It smells similar, but with like an actual little bit of sweetness to
As I
it.
say, again, like powdered sugar.
Powdered sugar, yeah, added to the last one, kind of.
I was gonna say, well, going off that, it's like the powder that you put over like a stick of spearmint gum. So it's like almost minty, not quite.
Still bready, a little cinnamony, as per normal.
Mm-hmm.
So it smells a little more doughy.
None of these so far have had a ringing, resounding cinnamon note. Like it's there, but
Yeah.
it's pretty background.
It's just like, yeah, I mean, it's like quintessential Maker's Mark to me. It's like doughy. It's not even like pastry where it's like, that kind of like spicy, not spicy, but like baking spices with that like hot pastry, crispy, like a more like a croissant kind of flavor that I think of when I think of like when I say like pastry. Like E.H. Taylor or something. It's like that warm kind of spiced, hot, crisp, flaky pastry. It's not that. It's like a dough. It's like bread dough. It's really doughy, almost yeasty, but then also with like the brown sugar, cinnamon in there. But it's like almost like
brown sugar.
Yeast. It's like you were gonna make cinnamon rolls. And you threw in the dough and the brown sugar and cinnamon, and then you put powdered sugar on it. But then you didn't bake it, and then cover it with like icing, which is kind of also another thing I get from them. It's like before you did any of that.
It's like coming back from. It's like you have a bunch of sweet stuff. Like it's like Lucky Charms. So you have all those like marshmallows, and then you smell the frosted regular oaty part.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
it's not frosted.
Well, the regular part is Lucky Charms. Well, it used to be. Remember, they used to have it did. Cody, how much you want to bet? $500.
When like 19.
$500. Shake my hand, and you'll get $500 if you're right about this. That they never frosted the other Lucky Charms. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, Cody, you really stepped in it this time. As you can see here, frosted is listed right on the Lucky Charms website. By the way, it's also listed right up here in the top right corner of most boxes. And it's even part of the jingle. Come on, you know the one.
Be frosted Lucky Charms.
They're magically delicious!
Befrosted Lucky Charm! Befrosted Lucky Charm!
There's almost like a faint, like, existence of peppermint, but not
Yeah.
not really. But
Or like spearmint. Maybe more peppermint. I don't know.
Like a partially sweet peppermint oak.
It's a little more to it than the last one, thankfully. Yeah, it's like peppermint or spearmint, whatever, and maybe a cinnamon stick, the actual like barky part.
Did you say wood? Little Full House reference right there. No,
Oh, is that what that was?
yeah.
It's getting a little sweeter, but it's like a artificial sweetness. It's like
That's so.
all right. I guess we're on to 3.
it's not just the last one.
More herbalaceous, you know? It's like
Herbaceous.
herbaceous. I like herbalicious though.
Seems almost sort of like 3 of the last one. It's a little slightly darker, almost reminiscent of a dark fruit, but not as much as that last one. It's still kind of not as like I don't know.
Maybe
It's like one, but you added like
darker
a hint of
rye,
dark fruit.
like a. It's more. Yeah, it's like a dark bread, like rye or pumpernickel or something.
Like going back and smelling like one.
Pumpernickel. I hardly know her.
One to me smells a little bit more now, like I don't know, maybe like an apple fritter, and then
Number
2,
one?
yeah, it has a little bit more of like a bright droop type fruit smell to
You're
it.
an asshole, Fritty.
And you guys put it down so much.
I still don't have a handle on what number 2 smells like. Number 1 or number 3. 3 smells a little, yes, either spicier or hotter than 2, but yeah, there might be like a blackberry or something going on there.
It's like brown sugar and a little navy dark fruit, a little oak. Smells doesn't smell super like full of flavor, but what's there smells a little more dark and complex than the other 2.
All right, sippy time.
A warmer,
Mm.
more buttery.
This is the woodiest of the 3.
Cinnamon.
Angel cake, and then you cooked it on like a wood. What are those spatulas called that are wood for pizza?
A deck.
There's a name for those. Can't think of it. Look it up, Ricky. Spatula for wood fire pizza or something.
Peel,
Like that.
pizza peel.
Peel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a peel.
It's a feel.
You put a buttery cake on a peel, and that peel like was in there a little too long. A little bit of that like carbon bottom got like scraped off with the cake, and like you had a little bit of that in there too.
I don't think that happened there.
Well, it's like if you overcook the cake and the bottom of the cake is burnt. So like that part right there, it has a little bit of that wood character to it.
Give you a wood character in your butt. Trick or treat, smell my meat. We smell so good, Ricky. Mm.
Because I do.
Cooper's playing guitar for us.
Cooper.
All right, go back through at your own speed.
Get it, Cooper. Play guitar, baby.
The finish to number 1 is bad.
You're bad.
Mm.
Who's bad? Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, Ricky.
Ooh, number 1 smells. Yeah, that smells like way more brown sugary to me.
Yeah, 1 changed a bit after 2 and 3. Honestly, none of these are really wowing me.
Got my order. They weren't like that far apart, but
You're ready already?
yeah, for whatever reason, I could just kind of tell.
2's just that weird.
Cooper, be careful.
You go with this minty.
Okay, I'm ready, I guess.
Hey, Cooper, can you speak? Speak! Speak! Come on, speak!
No, but I'll play you another longing melody on the Spanish guitar.
Cooper, speak! Speak! Speak, speak, speak. No, it's fine. Good boy. You got bug eyes. Every time I go out, reach out to pet you, I poke you in the eye. Oh, just take me in your arms.
Alright, Cody's done first. He goes, oh god. You get it. You kill that lamb chop.
Get him! Get Lammy!
Yeah, I got my owner.
Alright, Cody's first.
3, 1, 2.
Sing for me.
3, 2, 1.
So I guess Cody and I's order wins out
Wins again. Man, I'm getting really squeezed out of this process.
Aiden likes
We
to
don't
pick
really
what's
need-
different.
We don't really need this guy here.
We all agreed 3 was best. And it was 3 was FAE 2, 2 was FAE 1, and 1 was whatever the hell the thing was. God. SE4 PR5, which is 110.8 proof, a marriage of virgin toasted American oak and French oak staves, barrel finished for amplified notes of vanilla, baking spices, and creamy caramel. They don't list in the more recent ones. They started listing the specific staves they added. FAE 1, which got last.
Did you see it? Some people think this is evidence of paranormal activity, while the rest of us know it's just a stupid piece of freaking dust, you morons.
In this heat, a fruit-forward expression with notes of tobacco and wood. 110.6, so it was very similar. 10 virgin toasted American oak staves, so no French oak used on that one. And FAE2, I think, is the French oak one. A texture-forward expression that's full-bodied with notes of toasted oak and a rich, creamy finish. This one's the lowest proof. So the lowest proof again wins, 109.1. 10 virgin toasted French oak staves. Is the only thing really separating it from number 2. So,
It's interesting.
we didn't really comment on texture at all. Number number 3 is very well known for having a good texture, like a good
I
mouthfeel.
said 3 was like warm and buttery is what I said. How I described it.
Hey,
What's he doing over there?
he's eating something
What's-
out of the garbage. So, I'm just going to go back through it real quick for the texture.
I ate a whole cinnamon roll, Cody. What do you want from me?
Well, I want to open
Effort.
a family-sized can of SpaghettiOs, and we probably should make a revisitation video
God.
for Rick eating a whole can.
Yeah, I don't know. The mouthfeel to me isn't that drastically different. It's more to me about how much of a finish it has or doesn't have. It separates them for me. So the winner is... Jesus Christ. Like a family of 5 trying to eat everything in a dumpster. We'll come back for Heat 3. How about that? God
Going
damn,
to
Cooper.
town
I thought
on that.
Bentley laughed of water loud. I appreciate you putting on that horrendous mask, Ricky.
Oh, yeah.
Watch him, Cooper. Look out!
Downstairs this time.
Go get him! Go get him, Rick.
God, does he hate that thing? That's bullshit! That's not you!
You.
What happened to your head? Your head's in its ass! Your head's in its ass!
Look out, Cooper! See, it's just Ricky.
Unfortunately, it's just Ricky.
If we get invaded by aliens, the dogs will save us.
I guess so.
As long as the aliens are afraid of dogs with mohawks that run away when you walk towards them.
Are you sick of us yet? We're back for more. For some reason.
Here to drink more bourbon.
There to drink more bourbon. Bring me to your bourbon. These are the next 3 we're doing. Right up like that.
You saved me, Cooper. You did a good job.
I was really interested in that.
Got him, Cooper. Okay.
All right. Left to right.
Get him, Cooper. You kill that. Kill that animal.
He flips it over and it lands on the carpet. He's gonna run away screaming. Hey, look, it's warm. Baker's Mark.
Sure is. This one smells like nice. It's got a nice warm smell to it. Very woody, but not dry.
You think so, huh?
It smells really good about this to me.
It smells like white corn to me.
Doesn't smell bad, but it's a little oaky, a little like.
Okay, there's some oakiness and maybe some just the ever so like hints of like powdered sugar, but like
Fermenty / plum juice slightly.
This one, I mean, to me, I'm getting something like almost salty off this one, like pretzel-y.
Like dill.
Something that's like dill, yes, salty like dill, of course.
Like a pickle.
It's like how the outside of the pretzel has that Maillard reaction, like that when you have that a little bit of a burnt edge to it.
Because I was thinking in those exact terms. It took me like 10 seconds to realize you said it, because I've been thinking in those terms all night. Anyways, though, that was like the first thing that went through my mind was like Maillard reaction. What's he eating?
The bone.
Okay. Semi-similar to the 3 in both. Slightly darker. But, yeah, I mean, similar-ish, I think, to me.
Let's taste it.
I can't really pinpoint any particular flavor. But it does taste generally oaky and darker.
Oak and brown sugar.
Yeah, burnt sugar, I would say this time. This is like, seems a little hotter coming back. I know it's the first one of this set, again, but seems a little hotter than the last one we did. But maybe not.
I don't think so, Adrian. I think your taste buds are a little bit pussy right now. I'm just kidding.
Could be. Yearly tradition of watching the Warriors with the windows open in the fall.
So you can
and cider.
What we just said.
Yeah, I'll be editing that. You can count on it. I don't know why it tastes like a little briny to me for some reason, but other than that, it's mostly
your tastes a little briny to me.
Ricky's gone silly. We lost him.
He's on one. Yeah, maybe you're right. I think it's maybe more what I equate to like the more like soy / fermented taste, but it could be a little like sour-ish, somewhere in between.
Well, let's move on to number 2.
All right.
This has a little bit of that smell too. A little of that like dark fruit fermented.
This one smells a little bit pastoral to me, maybe a little grassier.
Yeah. More floral, maybe.
Maybe wheat, just the one we're looking for.
A little bit more neutral profile than the other one. Like slightly sweeter, I guess, but it's something brighter than
sweet on the first one. It smells a little more like brown sugary. Then this one smells a little more. Yeah, a little more.
The first one's more like candy. This one's a little more floral, or I'm gonna say bright fruit.
It's like and it's not grassy.
It's
either.
like
grassy would be the wrong word for it. It's like
yeah, I take back that word I used.
It's like
I was thinking wheat.
Yeah, wheat. Right. Like it almost has a little bit of a single malt type smell.
Maybe a hint of strawberry.
To
me, that's like really oaky and.
I could see the cherry slightly.
Not much else.
Very oaky.
Yeah.
Oaky and like I want to say like rye, but I know it's not that, or even grassy. It's just like a spiced oak, but it's not even like baking spices necessarily in this one. Sprinkled a strawberry with like a tiny bit of cinnamon, and then smoked it in like a smoker for like 20 hours. And you're like, well,
An oak beer.
you're like, there's probably like fruit there, or some kind of like brightness, and like some kind of spice, but mostly I just get like kind of oakiness. It's not bad. It's just
I'm
Yeah,
gonna be honest, I haven't been impressed with these first two.
this one, the only for me, it's just there's a little bit of a bright fruit character that might be like kind of fruit snacky.
One is just that burnt brown sugar, and two is the wheat
oak.
eater and oak eater.
All right, 3.
P. Maker's Mark.
Smells like Maker's Mark.
Little confectioner's sugar on it. It's not that it's like really sweet, really to say, but it does smell like that powdery sugar smell a little bit, and oak, and a little bit of fruit. But what kind? Maybe I'm probably just trying to pull something out of my butt that isn't there, but
Cantaloupe?
maybe. Okay.
Kelp.
Cantaloupe?
Oh.
Oh. I was gonna say like red apple, but let me smell more. That's like a scent that a lot of people.
It's like
get
you know what?
sometimes as cantaloupe, but I've never gotten it.
Like I could see like stewed apples, where it's like most of the flavor's been diluted.
Rick could be onto something.
Yeah,
Kinda
I mean
like
something
re-smell of
sweet
cantaloupe.
takes that. Moving. Well, I guess cantaloupe's a fruit, right? So moving that out of the traditional fruits might make sense here because it's just like a little lighter than that.
I think an oaky, somewhat fruity, but not overly sweet. I still get a little bit of confectioner sugar, but it's still not. It's not what I'd call sweet smelling bourbon.
Yeah,
It's like
probably sweeter than the other two for
It's
me.
like mediocre with a little bit of sweetness, but it tastes a little sweeter, at least up front. And then it's weird. This one's weird. Up front,
It's the most interesting.
I get the fruit sweetness, and then like immediately halfway, it gets really hot. It's like,
I was gonna say it gets watery about halfway through for me.
I didn't say like tasted really strong. I just said like it gets hot. I get the flavor up front, and then it just fades. But then
that's
sort of
my qualm with this is that it's sweet up front, and it's more distinctly sweet than the other two. I think I like the first half of this a lot, but then unfortunately it does kind of fizzle out in a disappointing fashion.
This one, taste-wise, maybe is more typical bourbon, or like maybe I guess most off-profile for any of the the wood finish. The last one that we had that was really different was the 46 Cask strength, which was by far the most different from all of these. But as far as the wood finishing, I'd say this maybe is a little more fruity. Little like brighter fruit.
Fruitier, and the wood is downplayed.
Well, the question is, to be or not to be.
How far can you get through the soliloquy, Ricky, before you forget?
That is as much as I know. As much as most people know.
He's cooked, boys. Let him cook.
I'd really like
For
to watch.
'tis noble. Something. The slings and arrows.
Of outrageous fortune.
At 2
No more.
All right, pick your favorite.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
This is a toughy one because they all suck.
Wow.
Got a little bit of that buttercream on the first one now.
Oh, is there?
Ooh.
Maybe even a little butter pecan ice cream.
I'm not getting as much butter on one. To me, it's more like a cream soda.
It just becomes oaky without any sweetness to balance.
To me, the second one's more oaky than the first one.
Well, I didn't get there.
Oh, okay.
Actually, the second one smells actually like butter pecan or like a pecan ice cream or a pecan pie to me. This one's gonna be hard because none of them gets it quite right to me.
These are like the same to me.
Third one's definitely different to me, but I don't know that it's in a good way. But, yeah.
I'm ready.
Never to be worn again.
Well,
yeah,
are.
we were doing something.
You're ready, huh?
I forgot about doing.
Yeah.
Must be that wizard's hat that you're wearing that makes you
Scarecrow
so
hat.
prepared. Well, when you're not wearing the scarecrow mask, it looks like a wizard's.
You're the only one not wearing a hat, Ricky. You do have a hat.
I do.
it's just an alien taking a shit down your throat is all.
I think I got my word.
This one was very difficult for me.
Me too.
I think I got a clear
These
winner.
chuckleheads. Well, so I said I was ready first, so I'm going first.
Oh wow! The first time Adrian's going first.
Yeah, we've
For
been rotating tonight.
I
It's been
went
good.
first.
It's been good.
Then Cody, now Adrian.
Now me. 2, 1, 3.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Who was done next?
Adrian's always been the
He
contrarian.
is always the contrarian.
Wow.
Mine was 3-1-2.
Mine too.
Really?
Yep.
I guess Cody and I win
Wait,
again.
wait. No. Mine was no. I'm sorry. It was,
Oh. New information. Breaking
mine
news.
is 2, 3, 1.
Oh, get the pen and paper.
Third, so it would be 1. So yeah, it would be 2, 3, 1 is the official order.
Yes, I did it.
You did it, Cody. You set the curve.
I always do.
3 out of 3, Cody. You've done.
I always do.
And so
Do you think they gave me this hat for no reason?
2, 3, 1. So our favorite was BRT 2. BEP, the 2023 one, was second.
Cooper, all the
And then
bathroom.
BRT 1 would have been last. What these are? BRT 1.
He's drinking Cooper.
Deep caramelized barrel notes
That's pretty
accented
good.
with some toastiness and a warm finish. This is 109.4%. It's aged with 10 virgin toasted American oak, which is the same as FAE 1, I think, as far as the staves.
Ricky, I'll give you an American toasted version of oak.
Oh, God, no.
BRT 2 is
Like
I
the
don't
same
want
joke in every video.
the tasting notes on the label say dark expression filled with notes of fruit, nut, and chocolate. 109.4. Same
For which one?
proof, but it's
Second one,
this
right?
one's French oak. That's American oak. And then BEP. BEP is just, I think it stands for barrel entry proof. An expression with prominent wood sugars bringing forth strong notes of vanilla, caramel, and sweet spice. 109.6. These are almost all identical proof, but this one is barely higher than the other ones. This one's American oak again.
The
And that's
third
2023, and these are 2022.
One, third one seemed like maybe I'm probably forgetting by now, but it seemed like the lightest
Yes.
of the like not
Which would make...
alcohol wise, but like I got apple off of it, so it was like the lightest fruit wise. If I get any fruit from any of the other ones, it was like
So I got second place today, but BRT 2 won this heat. So the winners so far have been this RC6, FAE 2, and BRT 2. So
I wonder if the
Or this
second.
is epic.
I bet the second places and some of the other bunches might have beaten this one. I bet.
perhaps
Well,
we
just
may never know.
let it be known the last three were probably some of our least favorites.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for me, these middle three weren't great for me. Really, the first three so far have been head and shoulders above the others that we've done. But that might have been because my tongue was fresher. I don't know. Who knows? But so I forgot. BRT stands for barrel rotation, and what those had to do with was like one of them started at the top of the rick house and moved its way to the bottom, and the other one started at the bottom, moved its way to the top. And the top of the rick house is where all the heat is. That's usually where most of the proof comes from. So they think that when a barrel's stored near the top of the building, basically it ages faster and it gets hot, and usually the proof goes up. And here they rotated it through the building. And Maker's Mark, my understanding is they have like a cave, I think, so it's like very well insulated from outside heat and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not that important at Maker's Mark, in my opinion. But compared to like Jack Daniels,
Ricky's barrel.
No! That's not the correct
Cody
barrel.
has grabbed all sorts of crotches tonight. I mean, it's a thing. It's
I've tried.
run amok.
Ricky's
He's-
been on guard ever since.
He's
Lord
acting
Go.
like he's just kidding around, but he really wants our junk, so.
And I'll have it.
We'll just end it right there.
Cooper is still terrified
Yeah.
of the situation.
Get him, Cooper. Like, "Ow!"
Cooper's very concerned about his Uncle Ricky. Why an alien ass is on him.
They'll say bad things about me, and I don't want that.
Oh. Nobody wants bad things said about them, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. We're here to settle this, damn it. Which of
Yeah.
these was the best? The winners.
Well, I think the audience will probably have to, since I can't hear a goddamn word you're saying.
Well, I bet I'm clearer sounding than you are in every video.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah. I
Is
think
that
it is.
so? I bet.
Think so.
That sounds
Look
like
at
just
Yeah,
like what
yeah.
you sound like. You sound like.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that's what you sound like in every video without
Okay,
a mask.
Bane.
Human species
I'm gonna start calling you Dane.
is argumentative.
Because you aren't Bane, you're just Dane.
No.
Destroy, destroy, destroy.
Destroy.
Oh no! Don't destroy
Aliens don't have the same parts as us, and
No!
I want to figure out what parts
No!
they do have.
You don't even figure
examine
nothing
the
out.
specimen.
Listen,
There's a big specimen right here. We need to examine,
Listen.
Cody.
is it in the middle of the back? Is it in
Is
the
it-
ear? Is it right there? Honk, honk, honk. I'm just doing things. I don't care about it. It feels good. It feels good to me. It feels good. What about this spot?
No!
Honk, honk.
You're here. You're safe, sort of.
I had nightmares of being molested by human beings.
I
Left
know-
or right?
I guess I was just imagining.
I know it gives you visions and it seems neat, but dude, I worry about you.
All right, we don't need to do tasting notes. Just
Yeah, we did.
pick your favorite.
Yeah.
Let's just let's just fast forward.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's just say
Night's
No,
over.
no, this
Nothing
thing that we
matters.
tasted
Night's
25
over.
minutes ago,
Nothing
I
matters.
taste corn
everything
and
matters.
honey.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
It's a little oaky.
I just like this one
and
better.
I think this one's better.
I like this one
but
better.
It's got
looks brown.
more of caramel.
This is brown.
Yeah, we did this. They don't care anymore. They didn't care to begin
This
with.
one's brown. I like it.
It's plain dark.
Listen,
Souls.
to be fair, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Is that so?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pretty good. It's pretty dark. Dark. It's got
Don't
a
be
dark
racist,
edge,
Cody.
you know? It's pretty good. Slightly fruity-ish. Not
Yeah.
necessarily. It's oaky. And
It's very oaky.
Oh yeah. Oh, char too.
Still doing the first boy.
I'm just going through them.
Huh.
You guys do whatever the hell you want to do.
Second one is dark as well, but it seems to lack the fruity sweetness of the first one.
And the second one on overall is just like a weaker version of the first one.
That's what I'd say almost about the third. Like, I have to go back like 20 times, but that's what I would say about the third one, because it feels very similar, just like not quite as pronounced. Second one
As what?
as the first one. Second one feels just like kind of a dud compared to the first one. Like similar style.
Regis is like soft,
It's pretty good.
softer. It's like, which doesn't mean weaker. It just means like
Yeah.
it's not as woody. It's a little fruitier.
Yeah, I mean
It's
it
not
does.
as deep or as complex. But
Yeah, I mean that's what I said like initially. It's like it reminds me of number one. It's just like a little softer version.
2 has more, certainly more oakiness than 3.
It's more bitter oak though, without the fruit. And
Yeah.
it feels a little hotter. I haven't-
All fine points, sir.
Wood has the most or 1 has the most, has a lot of wood like 2 does also, but it's more of like caramel and like, it's like more of a rich sweetness rather than pure bright sweetness. These are glasses 10, 11, and 12 for us tonight. We just finished a game of Mario Party where the goddamn computer won. And
Beans, you just.
you've been in better shape, that's all I'm saying. I'm ready.
Just waiting to confirm here. I think I know my order, but
Man, these are so close to me. But, yeah, I got my order.
I want to compare. I want to get another pour of the. Actually, I'm going to do it. Screw it. Because he's deciding, I'm going to get a little pour of French oak cask strength. Because that to me is the one I'm remembering the most out of all of these. Is like one I like. MMA or football, and it's like, well, this one beat that one, but that would be. It's like the second placers could do better if we did a full.
I wanted to do that, but it's just like
it's too much,
too confusing at this point for me. But
it's too many damn bourbons to drink like 9 of them straight and try to remember which one.
But I will say that like I think like we picked a clear, really good one on the first one, and then the other 2 batches, it was kind of obvious, sorta. So
yeah.
If we
I really like the French oak. I think that's my favorite of the night, but for what it's worth. Even though it's not in the winner's bracket. All right, while you're doing that, for me it's 1, 2, 3 on the winner's bracket.
Am
I the
For
outlier
me,
again?
Mine's 1, 3, 2.
Me too.
Okay. I think, son of a bitch. I've been the odd man out every single round.
Cody's just copying me.
He's copying Ricky.
Cody just wants to be the correct response every
From this one, the clear out was 2, and then I was trying to figure out. I thought I liked. I don't remember anymore.
So the loser is FAE 2. The second placer is BRT 2. And then the winner is RC6 or RC16,
that was
whatever.
The first batch.
The first of the wood finishing.
That one seemed really strong when I tried it.
Yeah.
It's. But that was, which it had strong competition, or at least if nothing else, against the 46 cask strength, because people really like that one.
Yeah, I would say.
But
I know somebody was saying that whatever, it's not as good as the original version of the 46 cask strength like 2 years ago. Whatever. I don't know. For me, that's my winner out of all this group. And considering that is cheaper, I think, than the wood finishing series, like $10, $5, something. Yeah. And I think it's going to be like a permanent shelfer.
Yeah, it is.
And at least where I live, it's not flying off the shelves. I don't think people care about it. So like,
it's like $7-8.
Out of all these, it's like not even. It's obvious. Get that one. I don't even know if it's $70.
So the cask.
I feel like I paid less than $70 for it, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
I don't know.
Confirm now. But yeah, so like
it was good.
Get that one. You don't have to worry about RC6 is freaking 3 years old or 4 years old. They're never gonna bring it back.
This whole review is worth nothing because they're not doing it anymore. So it doesn't even.
Well, this is like if you're chasing down. There's people out there that have the whole set, and it's like, oh yeah, well, I would say don't worry about it. No,
I'm just saying. No, I mean this is a great review because it does all of them. That's actually a very and we have no traction and no quality, so it doesn't matter.
Wow.
But if we had, if we were
way to sell it, Cody.
If we were having views and we had a good camera and good microphones, this would be a good thing because it's all of them. That's good. The other 2 don't really matter in this, but
So the reason I wanted to have regular cask strength because
I get that.
No, we needed a control. That regular cask strength is control. That's like the same proof-ish, but it's not this wood finishing stuff. And the cask strength oaked one is a lot of these have French oak. Is it better than if you just do the cask strength with just French oak and don't mess with the other? Yeah. So as it is, it would appear to be that that's not true because BRT is newer than the FAE2. So BRT was second place, but for me, I would say the general trend is the older it is, the better it is. With the exception being the French oaked 46 cask strength. Which, for the record, I think on the secondary that's 140, 150. It's not insane.
The oldest one, so.
Yeah, but that's not even insane. That's double. It's not you have a frickin' E.H. Taylor from 4 years ago. That's hundreds of dollars. No, it matters. Maker's Mark. Maker's Mark isn't the crazy market of a lot of other brands. So you can go back and get the first of the wood finishing series, which is ancient history in the short life of bourbon, and it's not that expensive. But that being said, I wouldn't do it now that I've tasted them all.
No,
Just get yourself one of these.
That's the trend of everything on secondary. I wouldn't do it. Like,
Well, yeah, that's you because you're a cheapskate. I'm saying, like, I would pay secondary.
it's fun to do it for the experience and do have
Called you
the-
out on your
the ability to try it, but in the end,
My point
as long
is-
as you can buy Jack Daniels or for $60 is going to be a ripoff. But
My point is that, it's Maker's Mark is not one of those ones where it's like, oh, the secondary is so crazy on it, like Buffalo Trace, where it's $1,000 if you want to get a certain type of Weller. Like, no, it's not. It's not even close to that with Maker's Mark. Like, other than Cellar Age, that's like the one they released recently. But other than that, all these are like, yeah, whatever, $150 for the oldest, rarest one. Like, geez, that's nothing compared to like a lot of. So like, they're reasonable to get, but yeah, you don't need. They're also from tasting these, they're pretty damn similar too. It would seem to me that the newer ones are sweeter, a little less oaky, and that's like the trend of
The last three held up pretty well against each other.
the last three were the worst ones.
The top
but
three.
They weren't that far off.
Yeah, they just had like they just didn't finish as well, and they didn't have the oaky
They
complexity.
lacked a little sweetness, I think.
I think they had nothing but sweetness and not much else. They didn't have like the oakiness of the RC6. Look, these two winners: FAE Oaky, RC6 Oaky. No, I'm right. You're wrong. So
Therefore it is.
I'm 1,000% right on those. So the winners are
That's a lot of percent.
waiting.
Cinnamon.
I'm right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
So the overall lesson today: the older the better. Just get the French oak. Just get the French oak.
Oh!
Hello, everyone. At Cody's suggestion, I'm going to go ahead and just do a full ranking, at least of the 8 I have. I don't have the regular cask strength. And I will spare you all of the glass by glass notes and everything, and we'll just cut to the conclusion. By the way, I'm just having shot glasses of each of these so as not to kill myself. Tomorrow's actually a work day. Oh, by the way, since I know some people will ask, the BEP we have is not apparently the one that you want, which is the 110 proof. This is the 109 proof. I am suspicious that it would make that big of a difference, but did I mention I'm getting over one of the worst colds in my life? I forgot, the French oak is the only one of these that's a screw top. Take that for what you will. Well, that's lovely. Top came right off. I had to pull that one out with my teeth. Okay, let the tasting begin. I'm not going to do this like totally blind. Got to have my other little tree on. All right, there we go. And we're back. This was excruciatingly difficult. As we said in the video, Maker's Mark makes a very consistent product. So like taking this many slight variations and trying to like pick and choose between them is rough. But I think I have an order. There's definitely, catch me on a different day. There's a couple of these I can switch easily. Starting, my least favorite by far is the second release in the series, the SE4 PR5. This is the biggest. It's a nothing burger. It just doesn't taste like anything compared to all the other ones, which at least have some specific note about them. My second least favorite was the most recent batch, the BEP. Again, the 109 version. Maybe the 110 would be a little higher up in the middle of this pack. I doubt it would get to number 1 just by going up a percentage and whatever else is different about it. This one starts off well. It has a nice like cinnamon roll note to it, and then it just fizzles out. It just completely dies. I don't know. It was the barrel entry proof version. Starts off strong. If it had finished strong, it could have easily risen a few more spots. Finishing just ahead of it is FAE 1. That's right here. I guess I'll start putting these in the order. sweet, kind of a little bit of a Tootsie Roll note to it. A little bit of maybe mix in there a little cherry, little fruity, but even for those kinds of notes, it doesn't even do those notes exceptionally well, if you ask me. Okay, so this one moved the most. It wrestled with probably every single other pour on this table, other than maybe that one. It's complex. BRT1 is complex. I gotta give it points for that, but there is an off note in there I don't like that's like straw or like sourdough, something like barnyardy about it that like it's interesting, but I think if I had like 10 pours of it, I'd get really tired of that note. It would start driving a splinter in my brain. So that one gets, damn it, number 5 out of 8. So now we're in the top 4. We're in the top half. And number 3 and 4 were very difficult for me to choose. What I'm going with today is BRT2 for number 4. Man, this is one in particular. Come back to me another day. I might place it somewhere else. It's good. It's a bit on the fruitier side, and it has a good balance. Everything from here on out, well, with one notable exception, has pretty good balance to it. So this is balanced and fruity, but it's lacking some of the like chocolatey and oaky notes that the winners are gonna have. Which brings me to number 3, the one I thought I was gonna say was gonna be my favorite today. And this could have been number 4. It could have been number 2. And that's the French Oak Cask Strength. However, that is still a huge accolade. This is readily available in stores. You can get this. It's cheaper than any of the wood finishing series, especially if you got to go to secondary to get them. Just get this, and you'll get a pretty good idea of what the wood finishing series is like, especially the French Oak staved members of it. The problem with this one is that it lacks complexity. It has a great wood character to it. It has a good long finish and oiliness, good mouthfeel, but it does not have tons of notes to it. It's mostly that wood, that caramel, typical bourbon notes. It's lacking a larger bouquet of fruits, and it has a little bit of a chocolate fudgy note that I mentioned, but it doesn't make me think pastry. I decided to put this in the head-to-head heat. I'm putting that in 3rd. FAE2, which has been in several videos now. I don't know if they've all been posted yet. Probably not. FAE2 is going to be number 2 today. That just kept rising up the more and more I pitted it against others on the table. Again, not overly complex. These two are kind of similar in that they're both focusing on the wood, and they're both focusing on the oily mouthfeel and the long finish, which are really good. This one to me is so smooth. It doesn't bite you with heat. It's like a slow approach but that maturity, that oak, that like well finished French oak staveness of it just like slowly takes over your mouth, and then just lingers there, and it just settles in, and it doesn't dry your tongue out even. So, like, it does just about everything right that you can do with basically one note, which is enough to get to number 2. And I'll be damned if I'm not going to agree with the group video and say RC6 is my favorite today. And the reason RC6 wins is pretty simple. It is a combo of these 3. In particular, probably these 2. The 3 and 4 spots. It has the woodiness of this, and it has the fruitiness and sweetness of this. It doesn't quite have the finish of this one. So the problem with these is some of these lean towards the American oak staves, which tend to be sweeter, fruitier, and then you have the French oak staves, which tend to be more chocolatey and woody and leathery, but longer mouthfeels. This one does a good job of capturing both worlds, relatively speaking. It's probably going to land slightly more on the fruity side. I think this one is a American oak stave one. But it doesn't. I think it still retains a lot of the woodiness of like at least this one. So I'm gonna go with this one. I've looked up a lot of reviews, and there's like no consensus on these. In fact, this one RC6 is usually not very popular with people.
On that note, I think if you're trying to get some sort of direction on the Maker's Mark wood finishing series, at least as far as Chapter 1 is concerned, keep this in mind. Look up somebody's reviews, see if they've done several reviews of the wood finishing series, and see if they are more of an FAE 01 or FAEO2 fan. If they're FAEO1, they're going to like the sweeter, fruitier members of the wood finishing series. And if they like FAEO2, then they're going to like the woodier, chocolatier, mature, and viscous bourbons out of that list. In short, I think those two are really useful for determining how someone views bourbon. And they can tell you probably how to interpret another person's rankings. If they're more of a fruity fan, then their rank, and you're more of a FAEO2 person, then their rankings probably aren't going to line up with yours. So that's just a word of advice. So this is just, for some reason, speaks to us. However, I know FA2 and BR2 are usually pretty popular. Beyond that, the BEP is the one that gets a lot of rave reviews. Again, I don't have the one that supposedly, if you believe the rumors and whatever, is like the preferable one. Okay, whatever. Like maybe if you have if you can get the new edition of the BAP, maybe spring for that one. But definitely pass on the PR5. Maybe this one, but definitely you can't go wrong with the top 4, I would say. Yeah, this one's just on the shelf all the time. It's lacking. It doesn't have quite the viscosity of this one, and it doesn't have the sweetness of either of these. So keep that in mind. It might not be representative of this whole lot, but it's so available, and it's damn good. This is damn good stuff. If you like a weeded profile, get yourself some French Oak Cask Strength. It should be available for you.
Where'd you find that mask, Rick?
One of those Halloween stores or online stores.
Oh my god, honor that. I can only imagine how you feel, Rick.
Hey.
I'm doing okay.
No, don't put that in. It's just like cinnamon and nutmeg.
Oh, well, the spice, yeah. But like actual like pumpkin pie and pumpkin like cheesecake and stuff is usually made with blue squash.
I think pumpkin pie is like one of the worst pies that there is.
No. Man, you know, I'm sick of this, Ricky. I'm sick of people telling me pumpkin pie isn't good.
There's a reason nobody
God damn
on
it.
the planet eats it.
That's not true at all!
If there's one thing on this
Family goes through 5 of those a year.
godforsaken planet that puts me in the mood for fall and Thanksgiving, pumpkin pie.
Yeah! We're not
Like,
having it anymore.
One slice and be like, yep, that's the same
Yeah,
thing
but
as
what pie
every
are you gonna eat
other-
more than one slice of? I mean, it's like a
Every-
cake. Like it's like
every
you give me a
pie.
piece, and that's the most I'm gonna eat of a cake. And same with a pie.
No, wait.
I see your logic. I completely agree.
And I'll usually eat 2 pieces of pumpkin pie if I'm being honest. You know what? Who has good ones is Costco. They're like
I
cheap
wouldn't
as shit. And
doubt
they're
it.
huge.
They're all the same.
Okay. All right.
Identical.
These are, you know what? What are we doing here? This is everything's the same. Nothing matters. You're not alone. There are definitely. I've met a lot of people that are just like, I don't get pumpkin pie. This stuff sucks. I don't.
Like,
Okay,
it's not that
but-
it sucks. It's just like
I love
like
it.
one flavor, and it's got like 3 ingredients. And it's
Well,
the
lemon
same.
meringue pie isn't one flavor.
Yeah, meringue. It's isn't one
If-
thing.
Yeah, but they synergize into one flavor. It's like that's like pumpkin is not one thing. It's cinnamon and it's nutmeg and it's it's like, well, it comes off as like one flavor that we're accustomed to. It's like lemon meringue is even more one-dimensional, I would say.
So you earn $1.
$1.
I earned $23 on the Jags winning because I put like $50 on it. But
Well,
Come here!
let's put $10 on it.
yeah, it makes nothing.
They
But-
did that on purpose. You can't tell me that the sports books are in the ears of the coaches. Okay, we're going to run this play that would have worked with Kamara, but we're just going to take Kamara out and we're going to put Hill in at quarterback, and he's going to run in for the touchdown. All right.
That was pretty ridiculous. Something.
Rick, you have a bite of this soggy caramel apple I got my hands on?
No.
Don't do it, Ricky. I fell for
I
this
don't
one.
want to,
Why not?
because I'm not in the mood. Doesn't sound
Why not?
appetizing to me.
Yeah. Why not?
Doesn't sound appetizing to me. It's
Why
not what
doesn't
I'm
it?
into.
It's autumnal.
I don't want it.
It's time for the season.
No.
Ricky was just eating pumpkin donut holes. That's pretty autumnal. He seemed to want those, Cody.
And I bought some apple cider.
Yeah, that's pretty autumnal. He seemed to want those things. Why doesn't he want your caramel apple?
Ricky, come climb the crotch of this tree.
The fruit is sweetest towards the core, Ricky.
Yeah.
No.
You gotta get close to that trunk, dude.
You gotta pick it before
Can't
it
just-
falls off.
Grab those low-hanging fruits on the outside. That shit's almost rotten by now. Better just shove your hand in there, Rick, and get it before
No.
it's too late.
No. No.
That sounded like a yes to me, Eddie. Sounded like a no, but sell me on it one more time and I'll do it.
The fruit is sweeter, closer to the trunk.